Are you recording already?
Yeah.
Oh! Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Cindy and Shar's B2 podcast, where we were born in the 70s, raised in the 80s, and influenced by the 90s. And now we're here to reminisce with you. I am Cindy.
I am Shar.
And okay. I think we both have some funny stories. Should we start with those or should we start with our drinks?
No, we gotta start with drinks.
Okay.
Because you storytell
After the drink.
why you're drinking.
Okay.
Is that a word? Storytell?
No,
Tell
but we can
storyteller. Storytell. Okay.
We can make up our own.
I have two.
Okay.
And I didn't mean to have two. I had one for sure. And then when I went to grab it, I was like, oh, wait, I haven't tried this on the podcast either.
Yeah.
So I thought I would grab it. So my first one is one that has to be poured over ice. But
yeah.
Cindy. Okay. So this one, it's a cocktail in a can. And it's a rum old fashioned, not whiskey.
Okay.
And it's made from a place called Craft House. Are you ready for this? 24.6% ABV.
You only need one drink. Oh my gosh.
And it just pour over ice. Okay, so I have my glass of ice, which actually my cup that I have ice in.
Is that the one I got you?
So this is the back.
Yes.
And then this is the front.
It's so cute. See,
yep.
We started out in California and then we both went.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're still B2s today.
Yes.
Okay, so I am going to pour this in here. I don't think I'll need this second drink with 24.
Oh my gosh. It's going to be so strong.
Like I thought for sure, like maybe you mix it with something, but no, you just pour it over ice.
Let's see.
Oh my God, it smells. It really smells like it needs to be mixed with something. So it's made with Jamaican and 5-year aged rum, real sugar, and chocolate bitters.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, you ready? It's good, but holy smokes, is that strong. This needs to be mixed with something.
Yeah. What would you mix with it?
Oh, okay. Well, enjoy responsibly. It says, I can't read what that says. Mist with orange oil and garnish with a peel. Like literally.
That's it?
Yeah, you don't mix it with anything. It's just this.
That sounds kind of gross.
It's just really strong.
So, but if you were to
be part of the fun. Oh, I'll be the whole fun after drinking one of these.
And then after a while, you'll be asleep probably.
It's good, but that's too strong for me. Okay, so I have another one.
Okay.
I think I'll drink this one instead of that one.
Maybe. So, okay.
Normally I'm a seltzer girl. But I had bought these.
Oh, I bet that's going to be so good.
I had bought these.
How strong is it?
We went, so some friends of ours just had a baby. So we took them dinner and drinks, and it's 4.9.
Oh, okay. That sounds
so
good.
Not terrible. So she ended up having a couple of these, and I ended up never drinking any of them, and I forgot that I had them. So I was like, ooh. And we all know the story about Widmer. So.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That's
delicious.
You can I think you can smell the apricot more than you can actually taste it, but it just tastes like a real crisp, clean hef.
Do you remember those fruits that used to grow outside your mom's house?
Kumquats.
No, but she called them laquats.
Oh, laquats?
Remember?
No.
You don't remember that?
No, am I terrible?
No, but I just thought it was so cute.
She
'Cause I
called
thought
them
they,
laquats.
yeah, and I thought they were just kumquats, but she called them laquats.
Oh, she also had a pomegranate tree, and she used to just
Oh,
let them
grow.
fall.
Oh,
Yeah, she just let the birds eat them. Like, at least,
pomegranates are
like, go
expensive.
sell them on the side of the road. You can get $5 a pomegranate.
Same with those giant lemons that we used to have in our backyard.
Mm-hmm.
We could have sold
Mm-hmm.
those. You know what I miss? And I don't think they grow here. I don't know. My mom used to make persimmon cookies.
Mm-hmm.
People here are like, "What's a persimmon?" I'm like, "I don't know, but if you put it in a cookie, it's really good." Okay,
Okay, what do
so
you got?
I have two drinks. One is in the freezer because I didn't
Okay.
have it cold. So, but another one is in my little tall can
Mm-hmm.
koozie, and it is. I couldn't remember what I had.
Okay,
Captain Morgan sliced strawberry margarita.
I've seen those, and I wanted to try them. I haven't tried them yet. I am so excited for you to tell me how they taste.
It says delicious, pre-mixed, and ready to drink, and it is 5.8.
Okay.
So it says pour over ice or enjoy fresh from the can.
Fresh from the
Strawberry,
can sounds good.
like my mom she used to make that powdered milk. Oh, I know. Oh, it would gross me out. And she'd like stir it up, and it was all frothy, and it was room temperature. And then she'd be like, "Ooh, it's fresh from the cow," and drink it. I'm like, "What?" It was so good.
So we were poor growing up, as I've talked about a million times.
Yeah.
And so my dad would buy like a gallon of milk, and we would have the powdered milk, and he would mix half regular milk and half powdered milk to get 2 gallons of milk.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't taste as crappy, just kind of crappy. Anyways.
Well, nothing's worse than non-fat milk.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Why?
Oh, I think my mom's powdered one was non-fat too. I know. It's like, could you get any
Non-fat powdered milk? Just eat cardboard. No?
No.
What does it taste like?
Yeah, I mean,
Try it again. Your face is telling me it tastes like cow caca. Cow doo-doo.
Ugh. Oh,
So it's just a cocktail in a can, like I have?
I guess it's not carbonated.
Okay.
It reminds me of a cross between fruit punch and cough syrup.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's super sweet.
Yes, it's super sweet. And you know, some of the stuff I like is too sweet for you.
Yep.
This is.
Does it need to be mixed with like maybe Sprite?
A lot of Sprite. I just don't like that. I mean,
that's mine too. This needs a lot of something in it. It's, I mean, 24.
That's like that sake that I had the other night.
24.6%.
Sure. You can't drink all that.
I'm not gonna. What does that say?
Some settling is natural. Turn gently.
Okay, well, I did shake it before I opened it, but yeah, nowhere on here does it say to mix with anything. I bet my husband would like this.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Should I have him come in here and try it?
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
So I have to tell you a funny story. I go to On Q every morning to get like a soda, Coke Zero, and I've become friends with some of the people that work there. And one of them, I don't know if he listens to our full podcast, but he sees the little reels or whatever.
Wait, who is this? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a guy that works at On Q. His name is Oscar.
Okay.
And so every day I'm like, hi. And so we say hi or whatever. And
so wait, he listens to our podcast because you told him we have a podcast?
Yes.
Or he just, was he like, hey, you and that girl on.
No.
Okay.
know.
So
No.
Oscar at On Cue.
Yes. So anyway, he's super nice, and it you know how I am. I have the memory of a goldfish.
Yes.
So I went in there and I got my soda, and I don't know if I got breakfast or whatever, but I prepaid for some gas, and then I went out to my car and I drove away. I didn't get my gas, and it helps that I have a friend there, because I guess he saw that it was still, I guess it's on their register or whatever,
Yeah.
and he was like, it's still there. And he turned around and looked, and my car was gone, so he cleared it for me. And he doesn't let me live it down. He's like, you should say that on the podcast. I'm like, okay, I will. I'm going to sound like a big dork.
But Oscar is a hero, so
He is a hero. He is a hero. Yep. And he has been telling me about, we have a Comic-Con kind of thing here in Oklahoma City this weekend, and he's just, every day he's like, oh my gosh, it's almost time. He's very excited about meeting one of the cast members from Scooby-Doo. I can't remember if it was Velma or Daphne. But
Probably Daphne. I mean, she was pretty. Velma was nerdy.
Well, I didn't watch the movie.
Oh, I didn't watch the movie either.
Right.
But just in general, Daphne's beautiful and
Okay,
Velma's kind of nerdy.
But in that thought, what about Gilligan's Island?
Marianne.
Everybody liked Marianne, and there was Ginger, who was supposed to be the sexy one, but a lot of people like Marianne better. So I don't know. I don't know what either one of them look like, and I can't remember.
I think all boys were probably wanking off to both of them. Speaking of wanking,
yeah, why don't you stay?
Okay, so in the last podcast we talked about how our friends from the UK were here visiting. So here in the States, if you go into a pub, you can take a jug and they'll fill it. Mm-hmm. What is that jug called?
The big ones are called a growler. And
Correct.
they actually have small ones that are called a crowler with a C.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, that's when they're cans.
Yes.
They do the cans to go. Okay, so my husband's here to so I wanted you to try this. Don't
tell him how strong it is.
Just this is a canned cocktail.
Oh, that's a big old drink.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's 24.6%. Here, do you want it?
Sure.
Here's the rest of it.
All right.
I'll pick you up and carry you to bed later.
Yeah, right.
Is he like Mikey? He'll eat anything.
Yeah. If it's booze, he'll drink it. He's like, 25%? That's it? I got this. I knew he would like it. So he loves old fashions. During COVID, he mastered old fashions. So he went through this whiskey phase.
Yeah.
Where he had some really nice whiskeys. Like I tried him and I was like, okay, that is smooth. I'll give you that, but it's still whiskey. Like I'm just not a fan. This is a rum one though. So, but I knew he would like that. Okay. So anyways, growler. Yeah. Common.
A growler. The big glass jug.
Yeah, it's a jug that any kind of container that you take into the brewery, they fill it up for you. You take it home and can drink it. So we take them to McMenamins. I've talked about McMenamins before. Their Ruby Ale is one of my favorites, but they brew all of their own beers. So we were getting ready to go to McMenamins, and they had a sandwich board out on the sidewalk that said, come inside and fill your growler. Or, we fill growlers, growlers here, but come inside and fill your growler. So both of them stop and they're like, what is this place? And we're like, this is McMenamins. It's the bar. And they're like, what is a growler? We're like, oh yeah, it's like a little jug that you take and she goes, do you want to know what a growler is in the UK?
No.
We're like, what? It's a vagina. So they have a sandwich board that says, come in and fill your growler. So
okay, my question is, what is going on over in the UK? Like a girl takes her panties off, it's all
I don't know. I mean, they have wrong words for everything, and I gave them a very hard time about it while they were here.
And they do call French fries chips.
Chips. Do you know what they call arugula?
No.
Rocket.
Rocket?
Mm-hmm. It's rocket lettuce. That's arugula.
Oh, I think I've seen that on the package. I just thought it was, I don't know, a brand or...
Yeah.
Okay,
no.
Rocket. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. So
actually, arugula is fun to say too, though. It sounds like one of those forms.
Rockets and growlers. And chips.
Right.
In the boot.
What's in the boot?
Wait, a boot. The boot? A boot?
What is it?
So BOOT?
Well, a boot that you put on your foot.
Yeah, no, it's a trunk.
A trunk? Like the trunk of your
A
car?
car trunk. A car trunk is a boot.
Oh, the boot?
The boot.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So.
pause it real quick so I can go get my other drink out of the freezer because I
Okay.
am not drinking that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back.
Okay. So you have another drink?
I do. I have two. I have my old reliable favorite Cold Snap by Sam Adams. But I have a new one to try, and it was from that little sampler pack.
Oh yeah.
From the other night.
Oh yeah.
From Two
Okay.
Chicks.
Yes.
It's another flavor, and it's a super cute can. This one is vodka, elderflower, and pear cocktail.
Ooh.
And it's a sparkling vodka fizz. And it's 5%.
Oh my gosh. As soon as Total Wine, I read that Total Wine is supposed to reopen on June 1st. As soon as they open, I'm heading there for those.
Mm-hmm. That's way better than that other gross cough syrup thing. Yeah, this is good. It's very pear. It's little floral.
Yeah, the elderflower. But you taste more pear than you do elderflower?
Yeah, but it's good. It's just good.
See, I can't wait to try those. I had to run to the grocery store and I looked for those in the grocery store and the grocery store didn't have them. But Total Wine, as soon as they open.
I found these at this weird liquor store here. Like it has a bunch of, I don't even know.
Well, I
it's
guarantee.
Kind of almost like a specialty. They should have it at Total Wine.
I guarantee Total Wine will have them. But again, I read that they're not going to be open until June 1st. So we'll see.
You only have a week.
Hopefully. Okay, so I have another funny story that I want to share, which is
I want to hear it.
Embarrassing for me. So, remember back in December, I decided to throw myself down the stairs and I ended up.
And my sister was asking how you're all healed up. And I'm like, I don't know.
I'm actually not.
Oh, no.
My ankle is still jacked up. Like it still hurts. Like if I turn it a certain way. So I was still wearing like a soft splint at night to sleep in. And my husband was like, if you feel like you still need that, you need to be icing it. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's not. It's still jacked up. So, I mean, I can walk. But if I move it a certain way, or if I like slip, like it hurt, like it.
And then it takes you a few days.
It takes a couple days for it to like go away. So the other night, I had to go downstairs. So I have a senior dog that has to be carried up and down the stairs. So I was like, okay, he hasn't pottied in a while. I'm going to take him down to potty. Halfway down the stairs,
No. Again?
I didn't fall though. Instead, I dropped my dog. So from, I don't know, like the fifth or sixth stair. Yeah. My 16-year-old dog who can barely walk, barely see, can't hear. I dropped him to catch myself. So the first couple stairs he slid down and then he just rolled. And then he was on the bottom. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, Moose, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Are you okay? And Isaiah comes running out. He's like, what'd you do? What happened? I'm like, I dropped Moose. He's like, no. Did you fall down the stairs again? I'm like, no, I dropped Moose. So, no, I didn't fall down the stairs. Instead, I threw my dog, so I didn't fall down the stairs. So then when I was getting ready to come back upstairs, I went to pick him up and he was growling at me. He's like, arr! And I'm like, yeah.
He's like,
I'm like, I know, buddy. I wouldn't trust me either. I've done you dirty twice now. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh, poor Moose.
So I gave him an extra pain pill that night.
He probably needed it. Is he okay though?
He's okay.
Okay.
I, however, feel like I did fall down the stairs. So my butt hurts, my hip, my back, my arm. I don't know what I did, but like my arm.
I know what Zay needs to get you for your birthday.
A
Have you
walker?
seen? No.
Oh, the chair to go up and down the stairs. Yeah, like from the Gremlins. Yeah.
It's all.
Yeah. I
And
need
Moose can ride on
I
it
need
with
that
you.
for me and Moose.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, because my stairs apparently are dangerous. They have tried to kill me twice.
They're pretty steep.
Yes. Yes. So I was telling one of my coworkers, and he's like, Shar, did you not just do like a remodel on your house? I'm like, no. I had to have new floors put in. He's like, you need to add like another inch to your stairs. I'm like, yeah, probably. So yeah, I slipped and almost,
Poor Moose. He's fine.
yeah, I almost ate shit again on the stairs.
Well,
So
we're more concerned about Moose.
I was more concerned about Moose. Like I was really upset, and Isaiah's like, "What'd you do?" And I'm like, "I dropped him again." So
I love that he was growling at you. He's like, "Get the hell away from me!"
yeah, he's like, no, lady, you have dropped me twice down these stairs. I'm like, I know, but if it makes you feel any better, I've hurt myself too, so we're even.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, he's much older than me in dog years, so his little body, I don't think. Well, actually, he did quite well. I mean, he's not limping. He didn't yipe. He didn't cry. He was more shocked. Like, I don't know if it was, I can't believe this bitch just dropped me again, or if it was, what just happened? I'm not sure. Yeah. So, I cannot be trusted walking downstairs with myself or definitely carrying a dog. Can't do it.
Aren't there guardrails or
Yeah.
handrails?
Mm-hmm.
You should use them.
Yeah, it's when you're carrying the dog though, it's hard. I know. Yeah,
Maybe you need to get a little
sling
for Moose to put him in.
Funny story, we have one. He didn't like it. So we got him like the little doggy Bjorn, and he didn't. He didn't.
Of course you did.
Yeah, he didn't like it. And it looked like it was weird on his back, so we didn't actually use it. But maybe I should start using it to take him up and down the stairs.
You could get something that just like goes over his belly and stuff, and you could almost put it on like a purse, and he just have his legs hanging off.
I actually saw one of those at when the girls were here from the UK. We all went out to the beach, the little beach town that we love to go to. They wanted to see what we're always talking about, so we took them out there for the day. And there's a little like doggy boutique, and they had, it almost looked like a messenger bag, but it was all open, and you could put your dog in there. It was like $50. So, but I should maybe consider that, because
maybe he'd like if his legs are hanging out instead of all wrapped up in a Bjorn.
No, the Bjorn, his legs were hanging out. So it was like a baby carrier.
Was he more like his head here and his body down straight?
Yeah, but
I think he'd like to be carried by a purse.
His paws and his head were out, and then his bottom legs were out. So it was just like, when you have a baby on your, like the baby carrier.
Maybe he needs to be like a purse.
Yes. So the one that I had, he literally would sit in it like a bed. His feet wouldn't be out. He would just be in it. But I think I should invest the money, because
I do too.
I don't know how much longer I have with my dog, but if I keep throwing him down the stairs, it's definitely going to be shorter.
Yeah. Or you might get bit.
He doesn't have any teeth. He doesn't have any teeth.
You might get gummed.
Yeah. He clearly was upset. Like, do not touch me. Do not pick me up. You cannot be trusted. I'm like, I know, buddy. I would be mad at me too, and I wouldn't trust me either. So fair. It's fair.
That is fair.
So, so those are my stories for the week. I don't know what's wrong with me other than I'm getting old.
Oh, same. I'm old. You want to know what I like to do now? Watch birds. I bought one of those bird feeder cameras.
Oh.
And
I bet that's cool.
Okay, it is. And I'm such a nerd. I'll like check in because it records when there's movement.
Yeah.
And so there's all these like, I'm like, oh, what bird is there going to be? And then on this app, other people, like you can post your little videos and other people post theirs, and you can like give a heart or give like little bird seeds, a little bird seed like fall. And so I'm like, oh my god, I love this. I don't know, I'm such a nerd, but it's kind of cool because you don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
Like they just have random names, and you don't like a couple of them said where they were, but you can tell it's just like different birds and different landscape, and
Mhm.
it's kind of cool. Like a lot of them have the hummingbirds, and so that's cute to watch.
Yeah. That would actually be pretty cool. I
It's
think that
kinda
would be
fun.
cool. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It just
Well,
yeah.
I don't
And
know
then
that that
it'll
means you're old because
okay, well, it does because I did this and then my phone heard me talking about how cool it was to watch these birds, and then I got a meme that said, "You know you're old when you like watching birds now." I'm like, well, "Screw you." I was all excited about it. I'm like, "Fine, I guess I'm old."
have we talked about how apparently the mailman thinks I'm old because I started getting stuff from AARP when I was
Oh,
like in my 30s, and I'm like,
yeah.
what the hell? I'm in my 30s. Now I get stuff. Have you thought about your burial? Have you considered cremation? Have you prepared? I'm like, what the F? Like, I was just getting AARP 5, 6 years ago when I was in my
Right.
30s. And
Yeah.
now I'm getting stuff about have I planned for my death? I'm like, I still got a good 30, 35 years. Like, calm down.
Yeah, calm down, people.
I'm offended by that. I'm like, I'm only 50. I'll be 51.
I know.
Somebody else is getting ready to have a birthday.
Yeah, I'm going to be the big 5'1". You know what though? I just saw a thing last night on TV for AARP, and it was saying all the discounts you get, and I'm like, oh, like discounts? I do love discounts.
Well,
And it said you get, if you buy a membership, you get another one free, so I could get one for you. It's like
we'll
$11
split it.
a year.
What do you? Okay, so I've always been offended and just threw that shit in the trash. So I've never actually read it. Should I actually look into it?
Well, I don't know yet because they did quit sending it to me. They sent it to me in my 40s or whatever. But now that I'm 50 and I actually qualify, I don't get it in the mail. But I saw it on TV.
Oh, okay.
But it was saying like, oh, you can get discounts on, which I don't need a discount on eye exam, but it said like eye exams, and I don't know. There was like a whole bunch of things, restaurants, and I was like,
Okay.
And then, because we look so young, if we pulled that out, they'd be like, oh, because they're trying to get a good tip. So they'd be like, oh, what? You qualify for AARP? I don't buy it. I'll be like, you're getting such a good tip.
You know what's really bad? When they're like, how old are you? And so you lie and you're like, I'm 54. And they're like, yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, no.
Well, that backfired. So apparently I need to start saying I'm 60. So they're like, no, really, I am. Yeah, but when you add a couple years on and they're like, yeah, I would have thought.
Well, wrong answer.
That's
oh my gosh,
that's not good.
Your picture is frozen right now, Char. Oh, it came back. You were literally like this. Okay. I thought you were holding it for a really long time. I'm like, Char, what are you doing?
Okay, that face that you just did was totally your mom face.
Really?
Yes, you looked like your mom making fun of us being nerds or geeks. Like she would pull a face. That was a Linda face.
Okay. I remember one time when I was little and she was getting mad at me for talking back, and she called me a well, you snot mouth. I'm like,
I remember this. I wasn't there, but I remember this story.
I was like, and she's like this much shorter than me. Anyway, I'm looking, probably when I was 12 or 13, I'm looking down. I'm like, what? And I'm just cracking up. She also tried to spank me once, like when I was again taller than her. Like one, and she like swatted me. I'm like, did you just spank me?
Wait, was she trying to be funny, or was
No.
no? She was mad and actually tried to spank.
Yeah, that made it even funnier.
So, did I ever tell you about the time I almost made my mom poop her pants?
Probably, but I don't remember. So please do tell.
So, when I first moved up to Oregon, I was still flying to California like once a month to get my hair done. So I would fly in the morning. My mom would pick me up. We'd spend the day together. We'd have lunch. We'd both get our hair done. Then she would take me to the airport and then I'd fly home. It was just a day trip. So one time she was taking me back to the airport. We were running late and she had to use the bathroom really bad. So I don't know. First, I think it was just she needed to pee really bad. But then, like, her stomach started, like, gurgling. And so my mom, when she would laugh, you couldn't, it was like this.
Yeah.
Her eyes were
Yeah.
open, but they were completely closed.
Yes.
And she would turn red. She would make noise.
Cry.
Crying.
Tears would come out.
So I kept just saying stupid shit that was making her laugh. And she's like, finally she was like, Chardon, stop it. I'm gonna poop my pants. Stop it. So then I just kept going because she just said she was gonna poop her pants.
You're like, I think this is gonna happen. We gotta do this.
She did pee her pants. So when we got to the airport, she just pulled up and they're like, you can't park there. She's like, I don't care. I'm going to shit my pants. She ran into the airport, just ran. And you know, the Redding airport is super tiny.
Right.
It's like 2 tiny terminals. So she ran in, went straight to the bathroom. So I waited there in the truck, like, I'm sure she'll be right back. Should I go park it for her? But when she came out, she's like, you are such an asshole. I'm like, did you poop your pants? She's like, no, but I peed my pants.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember I peed my pants. I think we were maybe second grade at, our middle school or our elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when you were at recess and then the bell rang, everybody had to freeze?
Yeah.
You had to freeze until the yard duty teacher blew the whistle.
Yep.
And then you could like walk to your class or whatever.
Yep.
And I remember I was on one of those, whatever, jungle gym or whatever. And I was just like spread out, my legs, everything, right when the bell rang. And I was cracking up. You were probably there making me laugh, but I was cracking up. And then we had to freeze. And I was laughing so hard. And my legs were like this. And I'm like, I peed my pants. Had to call my mom. Will you bring me some clothes?
Hey, what grade were you in?
I think like second. It was out there by. Remember, there was that big tire that somebody would make out with boys in. You remember who it was? It was not us.
Was it the girl across the street?
From who?
The girl that lived across the street from me that didn't like that we were friends?
No.
Oh. Floozy?
Stop.
I'm not going to say, but is that the nickname?
She might have been a floozy.
I know who you're
Obviously.
talking about.
So yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it was by that big tire. There was some kind of something that I was on. Anyway.
Yeah. Remember the 1 through, so kindergartners had their own playground.
Yep.
Then 1 through 3rd grade had that back playground.
Yep.
And then 4th, 5th, and 6th had that front playground.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember in 5th grade, I don't remember if it was you or somebody else, but we thought it was going to be cool to cuss because, you weren't allowed to.
Sounds like something I would do.
We'd go out to the field and we'd just like say cuss words.
That was probably me and you.
Yeah, probably.
So as much as my dad was like, he didn't really care. I remember one time, I may have told this story, but we were at my aunt's house and it was really early in the morning and my dad and my aunt were at the kitchen table and my aunt was smoking cigarettes and they were drinking coffee. And I woke up because I've always been an early riser. So I woke up and I go out and to the kitchen and I go to jump on my dad's lap, and he picked me up to put me in his lap, and I accidentally knocked his coffee mug over, and I
Yeah.
go, ah, shit. And he's like, that's okay. Or maybe I said, oh, damn it. I don't remember. I said shit or damn it. And my dad's like, oh, it's okay. We'll get it cleaned up, whatever. And I was like, sorry. And then my aunt was like, Danny. And he's like, what? She's like, are you not going to say anything? And he goes, well, she didn't mean to. It was an accident. I'm going to clean it up. She's like, she said shit. My dad's like, so? Like, she used it properly.
Right.
So he didn't get mad at me for saying, but we also couldn't just go around cussing. Like, that was
Right.
not acceptable. But like one time we were coming home from San Francisco, and we had stopped at a rest stop to use the bathroom. I went into the ladies, and my dad and my brother went into the men's. When I came out, my dad was hiding behind a bush and jumped out and scared me. And I was like, you scared the shit out of me. And he's like, sure. And I'm like, well, you did. And he's like, okay, sorry, but watch your mouth. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. But
Yeah.
so I can see how we'd be like, ooh, let's go cuss.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, because you probably weren't allowed to cuss. I mean, your parents didn't cuss. My parents cuss like truckers.
Yeah. I was not allowed to cuss.
Yeah.
So at school, I was such a rebel.
You were a rebel, Dottie. Again,
Loner.
I wasn't allowed to just cuss just for the fun of it.
Mhm.
But in circumstances like that, when I used it correctly, I was forgiven. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Okay.
But it's hard for my dad to be like, don't cuss, when every other word out of his mouth was the F word. Like,
That's true. That's true.
that's also why he couldn't be mad at me when I got my first tattoo, because he was covered in tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
It's hard to say, don't get a tattoo.
Do you remember when he used to get mad at us for calling him a butt face?
Wow, we were such assholes.
Yeah. Tell the story.
A little backstory. My dad, when he was younger, he was in a car accident and he was thrown through the front windshield. And so he had this huge scar on his forehead, and he always wore his hair where it covered it. Actually, I think it was on the right side. But it was this huge yellow scar that covered like the whole side of his forehead, from where they had to graft skin, which they had taken from his hind side and had to graft onto his forehead. So we used to call him butt face.
Gen X people are mean.
Yeah, we kind
Don't
of
mess
were.
with us. We're mean.
We didn't mess around.
No.
We knew how to fight in a schoolyard. Like, if somebody did something wrong, like, we weren't keyboard heroes. We weren't like, ew, you're a real jerk, blah, 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 type. We're like, meet me in the playground after school. And
Right.
you would settle your differences that way.
Yep.
I personally had never been in a fight. Everybody thought I was a fighter, but I really wasn't. It's just because I was so muscular that people just, and also I've always had a mouth. I've always had a mouth on me too. So I've always been the type of person where I'm very direct. I'm very assertive. I just say what's on my mind, which on one hand, it's a really great thing, because all of my friends, people that know me, they know exactly where they stand with me. They're never going to be like, does Shar actually really like me? You're going to know. I'm very forward, very direct. So because of that, people just assumed that I was scrappy.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wasn't. I was wanting everybody to get along, and I was the peacekeeper, and I wanted to be friends with everybody, which to this day, I am still friends with everybody.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a fighter.
But if you needed to get scrappy, you would have.
Me and my brother got in a fist fight one time.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. That was not a good situation, but he never put a hand on me. But
so you got in a fight with him.
Yeah. Well, it makes my brother sound terrible, but he was young and he was going through a phase where he was making really bad decisions. And his wife at the time, his only wife, called me and at work and had said that my brother was there trying to take their baby, which he was maybe 2 at the time. He was trying to take him and leave, and he was not in any condition to be taking this baby anywhere.
Yeah.
So I left work. I went to their apartment. And at first, I was trying to reason with him, like, just give me the baby, go to mom and dad's house, cool off, eat something. Just, you need to, just go get yourself together. You don't need to take him. I'll bring him to you later. Just go to mom and dad's, go to mom and dad's. And at first, he was on board with it, and then he wasn't, and he was trying to leave with the baby. And, it just went from there. We literally were like, at one point, he was trying to get me off of him because I was swinging punches at him, and he was trying to get me away. And we ended up knocking the entertainment center over, and like the TV and everything, like,
Oh,
and
crap.
back then we didn't have flat screen TVs. They were big console TVs. And then we ended up going out of the apartment. We were out in the courtyard still fighting. Like, at one point I was able to get the baby from him, but then he was mad. And so he like came after me. He never hit me, but he was like being aggressive with me. And so I just started swinging. And then, like, a couple of my cousins lived in the same apartment complex, and everybody's just standing there watching me and him, like, rolling around on the ground, fighting, swinging, punching, yelling every explicit word you could imagine.
Oh my gosh.
And he finally left because his wife, like, said, I called the police. The police are on their way. So if you don't want to get arrested, you better leave. So he finally left. That scared him, and he finally left. And I remember just like getting up off the ground, like, what the F just happened? And I'm looking around, and I'm like, what the are you people looking at? I'm like, what are you doing? You think that's awesome? Watching us fighting? I'm like, what is wrong with you? I was so mad at everybody that was standing there just watching, which, looking back, like, yeah, of course people are going to be watching. Like, it was a complete spectacle. But that's the one fist fight that I've ever been in. It was with my brother, and I was the only one fisting. I was the only one throwing punches.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That is not what I meant.
Okay.
We edit that.
Wow. No,
I was the only one throwing punches.
That sounds so much better. So, okay. So we will change the subject on that
Yeah. And I just want to say now, my brother is a great guy. He's not that, 19-year-old idiot that he was. He's come a long way, and his son still lives with him to this day. So it all worked out fine.
Yep, that's great.
So, okay. Where are we at on time?
We're 45 minutes in.
Should we just go to trivia?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let's do that. There was one thing that I wanted to talk about tonight that it's something
then
like...
Let's talk about it.
Okay, just real quick. And then you share something and I'll share something.
Okay.
So do you remember back in the 80s when, first of all the radio stations were local. They had DJs. A lot of the radio stations now, they're national. Like, you don't really have local radio stations anymore. And they're going away because of, Pandora and Spotify and that kind of stuff. But remember, when we were in grade school, you could call the radio and request a song. You would actually talk to the DJ, request a song, but you could put out a dedication. So on Friday and Saturday nights, they would, like, you would call in and say, like, I want to dedicate a song to Jimmy. And so it'd be like, and this song, Air Supply, is dedicated from Shar to Jimmy. Love you, babe. And then they would
Oh,
play
yeah.
the song. Yeah. That, those were
It
the
was
good
so fun.
days. Those were
Yeah,
the good days.
and you'd hear it and you're like, oh, like you'd know.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you knew them, you're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my God. Well, especially Shar. But even if it was somebody else like Jenny or whatever, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, she called in for her crush or whatever.
Yeah. Sometimes people would use fake names like, from your crush to so and so. I think you're
Yeah.
so cute. But they would take your message and they would do the dedication and play the song.
Okay, so I'm a jerk, which we both were. But when I worked at the vet clinic,
Mhm.
so back when I lived
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
one of our phone numbers was like one number off from the radio station. So sometimes, and when it was that, because it wasn't like our direct line, it was one of the other back lines or whatever. And every time it'd ring, you'd be like, I know what this is. And so you'd answer it, and they're like, oh, I want to do a dedication. So I'd just be like, oh, okay, and what's your name? And who are you dedicating it to? I was such a jerk. And they're like, oh.
And then they never heard it. They're like, when are they going to do my dedication?
I know, such a jerk.
Yeah.
Do you remember also dialing popcorn?
Yes. For the time.
Time.
Literally, you would, which phones don't even have the
Yeah, it was
letters
the dial,
anymore, right?
the rotary phone. Yeah, they
but,
have letters.
oh, yeah, it does. Okay, yeah. So it would be 767-2676. So you would call. Do you think it still works?
That's what I was just going to say.
Let's try it.
Yeah. So anyway,
okay.
listeners, you would dial popcorn and you would get an actual live operator, right? And you'd say like, what time is it? Right, Shar?
Yeah.
And then they tell you.
Number, including the area code. Announcement 5. Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Popcorn does not work anymore.
I wonder if 8675309 does.
Let's see. 8675309.
It probably needs an area code now.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please hang up and redial.
You're no fun, Verizon. So now everybody knows my carrier's Verizon, which I would just like to say I'm not happy with. I was much happier with AT&T, but that's another story.
You know, back then, you used to be able to crank call people.
Yes.
Now you can't because everything is like caller ID and call back. And
no, you could do star. What was the one where you could hide your number?
68?
Yeah, star 68 or something. Okay, but was it prank call or crank call?
Oh, I thought it was crank call.
We would say crank call, but other people say prank call. Also, depending on which region you're from. So when you'd go out in your car in a field and do, just Brodies. Some people call them donuts.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Some people call it cookies, doing cookies.
No, I've never heard that.
Oh, I have. Yeah, absolutely. But we always call doing Brodies.
Yeah, Brodies.
Yeah. Funny how the lingo has changed. A growler now means your vagina. Used to mean fill this with beer. Yeah. So calls, you said popcorn. Remember also back when you used to make collect calls from the payphone?
Yeah.
But like you were at the skating rink and it was time to be picked up. So you would call your mom and the operator would say, state your name. And you'd say, pick me up. And then it would just hang up. So your mom knew there was no charges. Yep. That was the secret message. Did you ever do that? Oh yeah, I did.
But
we would do that. Yep.
My mom sent me with dimes.
I see, because your mom loved you, and you had money. We didn't have dimes. We could only scrounge up pennies.
Right.
Okay, let's do some trivia, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure this is a new pack, like we talked about on the last podcast. we each made it through one of our packets, but so we each had to open one, and we had to make sure that we didn't open the one that the other had opened. So this is the trivia, the Gen X challenge. It has 8 of these packs that are sealed. So Cindy and I both bought it. So she has 4 packs. I have 4 packs. We just need to make sure we don't duplicate the packs. But like Cindy mentioned earlier, she has the mind of a goldfish, or the memory of a goldfish. So even if we did read these before, she won't remember. Okay.
I have the mind of a goldfish in the gutter.
Yes. Well, your memory is of a goldfish. Your mind is in the gutter.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds fair.
Okay. First one. Now banned at many schools for concerns over safety, bullying, and exclusion, which game involved 2 opposing teams throwing balls at each other?
I mean, dodgeball?
Yeah. There was a great movie about it.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Dodgeball, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Okay.
Was it duck, dip, dive, dodge?
I don't remember all of them, but yeah. Okay. What iconic catchphrase does Tony the Tiger use to describe the taste of Frosted Flakes?
It's great.
Not it's.
They're great.
They're great.
Got it.
Okay. In the MTV animated adult series Daria, who is Daria's best friend?
I don't know.
I don't either. I never watched this.
I didn't.
Wasn't
I
it
just
a cartoon?
Remember. It was, and I think, was it a spinoff of Beavis and Butthead?
Oh, maybe.
I never watched it, though.
Well, her friend was Jane Lane.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't ever watch it.
Sounds like Jane Lame to me. In the movie Ghost, what song was associated with the romantic pottery scene between Sam and Molly? I'm pretty sure you used to know how to play this on the piano, too.
Oh.
You might still know how to play it on the piano. Does your mom still have a piano?
No, Debbie has it.
Oh, okay.
My love, I hunger for your touch. Still let's see. I mean, I know it. I don't know the name
Clearly.
of it. Wait. Unchained Melody.
Yes! Ding, 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 ding. Didn't you used to play that on the piano?
No.
Oh.
No, I used to play the theme song from... Yep, that's the one thing I could play.
Yep. And you taught me how to play it. So every time I get near a piano, I do it. Okay. But you were able to do both parts, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I couldn't do both parts. Okay. What network did Dance Party USA air on? Okay, that's something I missed from the 80s. Remember Dance Party USA? I wanted to be on that show so bad.
I mean, I feel like it should be MTV, but I think that's wrong.
That is wrong.
Dance Party USA.
Did you watch it? Did you watch Dance Party USA?
I mean, I feel like I did, but I don't remember exactly.
Oh, I was a faithful watcher.
What year? Like, what are we talking?
Oh, in the 80s. Absolutely in the 80s. We were 13, 14, and older. It was on for quite a long time.
I don't know. USA?
Yes.
TNT?
No,
was
USA.
it USA?
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think of, like, what channels did they even have back
So,
then?
Party USA reminds me also, do you remember the show Solid Gold? And they had the Solid Gold dancers. But remember, they also had that puppet, the madam on Solid Gold. They had the puppet, the mean lady.
Was she on that?
No.
Lady puppet was on that?
On Solid Gold.
I didn't remember.
Dance Party USA reminded me of Solid Gold.
No, but I
and the Solid Gold dancers. Yeah. That. So the puppet, I forget her name.
She had like a big chin.
Yes.
And like squint like eyes that kind of went way out. She
Yeah.
had blue eyeshadow.
Yes. She looked like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know she was on that.
Yeah. Yeah. She was from Solid Gold. But she, Madam the Puppet.
Oh. What did she do on there?
She would be having a conversation with one of the girls, but then she would always say something like really rude and funny.
Oh. I guess I don't. I just remember the dancing. That's
You
all.
can find there's actually a clip on YouTube right now that it's wanting me to play, but I'll wait until later. Look it up.
Okay.
I don't know if you will get this.
Okay.
What beer, now discontinued, used the tagline, "Why ask why," in the early 90s? I vaguely remember this beer, and it's probably because my dad always drank cheap beer.
Is it Zima?
No, that
okay.
wasn't a beer. That was a.
It was a malt beverage.
Yeah.
It tasted like a flat, clear beer.
The Zima was the OG white girl drink.
Yeah. Actually, I think the OG white girl drink is Bartles and James wine coolers.
Okay, so when the when the girls were here, we had went up to Seattle for the weekend, and we stopped at one of these bars, just on the water. You could see the wheel. We just stopped in to have a couple drinks and then be on our way. So I had went upstairs to get us somewhere to sit, like out on the patio. And so Isaiah tried to order me a White Claw or a Truly or whatever. They don't sell them at this bar. And he was like, really? And he goes, yeah, too many white moms were coming in here getting shitty.
What?
So we stopped selling them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What?
I don't know how much they really didn't have any, that's for sure, but I don't know if that's why, but yeah. So
That's
apparently
funny.
it's the white old lady drink, which yeah.
Why?
I'm
I don't
white
know.
and I'm old and I'm a lady, kind of.
You're like, I qualify for this drink.
The lady is questionable, but yeah. I like them. So okay, so do you know what beer, now discontinued, used the tagline "Why ask why" in the early 90s? Bud Dry.
Ew.
Yeah.
That just sounds gross.
So, if I were to call you, how would you answer the phone?
Hello?
If I'm calling you, if Char is calling Cindy.
Oh, I'd say, hello.
Or,
hey, B2.
what's up?
Oh. Well, yeah, that's
You
true.
normally we answer it, hello.
Yes.
But we also, what's up?
That's true.
We still do
too.
that. And
oh, yes.
That's Budweiser in the 80s. Okay, this is funny. What was the colorful binder popular in the 80s and 90s that used Velcro to hold the contents secure?
That would be a Trapper
Keeper. So it's funny. The reason it's funny is because we were just talking about it.
We were just talking about
yesterday, talking about a Trapper Keeper.
I loved my Trapper Keeper.
You can still get them. I know it's not the same. Also, Peachy folders, the OG gold ones. I have several of them at work. And every time somebody sees them, they're like, where'd you get those? I'm like, I brought them with me from the 80s.
At the grocery store, they have the brown bags, which usually it's plastic, but I was telling my daughter, I'm like, you know what those are the best for? You'd have to get your book at the beginning of the year, and if it was tore up when you returned it, you might have to pay for it. So you would make these book covers out of the brown paper bag, and they rocked.
Yes. And we drew
really
on them. We decorated them, stickers, drawings.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was the best.
The good old days. Grumpy Bear, the blue Care Bear, had what image on his belly?
He had a rain cloud.
Yep. I would have never gotten that.
Well, I played with the Care Bears all the freaking time.
Yep. Strawberry Shortcake and Care Bears.
And My Little Ponies.
I never really got into any of those.
Yeah.
You'll get this. What did Fred Flintstone often exclaim when he was excited or happy?
Yabba dabba doo.
Yeah. These, I feel like these are very easy. Why do you
Okay.
always get easy ones and I always get hard ones?
I'm just lucky.
Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. So I have my window open because in the office it gets hot AF, especially when I have this ring light on. So I have the window open and I just heard thunder.
Oh.
You didn't hear that?
Uh-uh.
I just looked out there and it's dark too. It was sunny this morning, so I don't know what happened. The gods are getting angry.
Oh. You were cussing too much.
Probably. Okay. I don't know that I would have known this. Okay. What show featured a half alien teenager named Evie Ethel Garland, whose father was an alien from Antares Prime?
And it's a TV show?
Apparently. It says what show featured a half alien teenager named Evie Ethel Garland, whose father was an alien from Antares Prime?
I don't know.
Out of This World?
I don't remember that show.
I never heard of it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 exactly. Okay, I'll do 2 more.
Okay.
What was the name of the movie where a nurse named Amy broke and wait. What was the name of the movie where a nurse named Amy, not Amy broke, Amy broke an author's ankles with a sledgehammer to prevent him from escaping?
That would be Misery.
Yes. Named Amy Broke. It was not a capital B, so I don't know why I decided that was her last name. Oh, you will so get this.
Yes.
Well, you might have to think about it, but I know
Okay.
for sure you know it.
Okay.
This slang term, popular in the 80s, indicated that someone was just kidding or joking. What was it?
Psych.
Yes. And they spelled it both ways. Oh, wait.
Oh, like PSYCH and also SY. What's the other one?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, SIKE. What?
Psych.
Yep, we psyched a lot.
Yeah. Good times. Good times. Okay, B2.
Was that both of them? That was the 2?
That was 2. Wait, I think.
Okay.
Wait.
I
1,
don't know.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
I'll do one more. You seem disappointed. Let me do one more.
Okay.
Oh, you'll totally get this one too. Another school game that's been banned. Now banned at many schools due to safety concerns. In which game did a player need to break through linked hands in order to rejoin their team?
That would be Red Rover.
Yeah.
Come over here so we can clothesline you.
Right. There was a lot of stuff that we did that was really dangerous and not super smart, like dodgeball. Though for my 40th birthday, my bestie Michelle planned a whole dodgeball tournament for my 40th birthday. She rented a gym and everything. It was awesome. But yeah, we did a lot of unsafe stuff in the 80s, like lawn darts.
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah, we had lawn darts, and I'm pretty sure that me and my brother more often were trying to stab each other with them than we were actually trying to get them in the little ring.
That sounds about right. How many people do you remember like they got shot with a BB gun?
Like everybody I
time.
know, including myself several
Right.
times.
It's like everybody.
Yeah.
Now you. I don't know. Did you die?
Right. I didn't die. I mean, I don't even have scar. Well, I might have one scar from a BB gun. But I don't know. We lived. We survived.
Right. We
It's
did.
it's really funny. My husband is 10 years younger than me, but he grew up in a much rougher area than I did in California. But I'll be telling people stories from childhood, stuff that we did, you know, and they're like, how did you not die? Like, how are you still alive? I'm like, I'm resilient.
It's just the way it was back then.
Yeah. Yeah. We drank out of hoses and didn't get
Well, I mean, like,
bacteria.
do you remember, like, you'd always have scabs on your knees and
Oh,
scabs on your
yeah.
elbows, and I
Yeah.
mean, you were always like, because you'd fall and you'd run barefoot, and it was like 150 degrees on the ground, so you learned to run pretty damn fast.
Yes. Yes. Well, I told you how I had stitches so many times. I didn't know that it was not normal to constantly be in the emergency room getting stitches. I just thought that was normal. Like all
Yeah.
kids had stitches. No. Only only the barefooted kids with Kool-Aid stains on their lips were getting stitches all the time.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So that was me.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right, B2. Well, another great podcast in the books. That was lucky. That was 20, right?
Number 20, yeah.
This is episode number 20.
Yep.
So
Yep.
here's to 20 more.
Sounds
Cheers.
good. Cheers.